Subtract Polynomials intro. Okay, so when we're working on subtracting polynomials is just like adding polynomials. Because when we were working with the addition, we either had parentheses by themselves or we had a parentheses with the plus sign, and we wrote down the same sign. So you wrote down the same sign. So if it was a positive, you would write it as a positive. If it was a negative, you would write it as a negative. Okay, now what you're going to see in this section is you're going to see a minus sign in front of the parentheses. That's what I was telling you about before. So this is where it's going to appear. In this case here, what this tells you to do is to write down the opposite signs. So whatever the opposite sign is, that's what you're going to put down. So if you see a positive, it's going to become a negative. If you see a negative, it's going to become a positive. So you're going to see that when I write these out of parentheses, if there's a minus sign in front, I'm going to make those signs opposite. If there is no negative signs, then I'm going to write down the same signs that I see. So keep that in mind as I do the problems there. So I'm going to erase this, and let's take a look at this problem here. So the first parentheses here, so looking at the problem itself, these terms here are all going to be the same because there's no negative sign. So I can simply say 2k to the third minus 7k to the second plus 3k. The next parentheses, there's a minus sign in front. So you see the minus sign right there? There's a minus sign. So all these are going to become opposite. So that negative 4k to the second will become positive. And you see that 5k will become negative. So that negative sign tells me to write down the opposite of what I see. So I see a negative 4k to the second, it becomes a positive. I see a positive 5k becomes a negative. Now I want to do like what I did before. I want to use the circle on my highest. Then I'm going to move down and use the box. Then the third place is going to be a triangle, and then I'll start to underline. So that's what I'm going to do next. What I call that is coding. So I'm going to circle the 2k to the third. In the box, I'm going to put the k's to the second, and make sure you capture the sign. And then the last one, these single k's, I'm going to use a triangle for that. So that's my third place there. Okay, so let me go ahead and erase my symbols up here. Give me a little more space to work from. So the first one up is the one circle. We only have one circle there. So since we have one circle, what we can do is we can simply type in 2k to the third. Now for the boxes, what you have here is you got a negative 7 plus 4. Now what this means is this negative 7 means that I owe you $7. I should pay you exactly $7 back. But what I paid you is only 4. So in this case here, I need to pay you $3. So since I need to pay you $3, that's a negative 3. So again, I owe you 7, I pay you 4, I need to pay you 3. So this is going to be a negative 3k to the second. Now the next one we look at the coefficients here. You have a positive 3 and we have a negative 5. So the negative sign tells me that I borrowed $5 from you, but I only gave you 3. So I need to pay you, so that's going to be negative 2. So I need to pay you negative 2. So I go negative 2, okay. I wrote this in a standard form, and I got my highest degree, which is 3, followed by 2, followed by the 1. So I'm going to type in my answer. So I'm going to go 2k. Now I need to use my AB key to put in my exponent. So I'm going to put this to the third power. Now press your space bar. If you don't press your space bar, see the numbers continue on top. You don't want that. So press your space bar. That brings everything down. Now I want to go minus sign. Then I'm going to go 3 followed by the K and then the AB key. Put down your 2. Okay, press your space bar. Okay, then press in your minus sign and then you have your 2k. So I have 2k to the third minus 3k to the second minus 2k. It is in standard form. So let's check it. Okay, let's go to the next problem. The next one, again, I'm looking at the problem there, and if I see any negatives, it becomes opposite. So this first parentheses here, I'm going to write all the terms the same. The second one, it's going to become opposite. And the reason why the signs become opposite, because you got a negative sign right there, you got a minus sign there. So everything after this becomes opposite. There is no minus sign here, so everything there is a positive. So my first parentheses, I'll say negative 4x to the fourth plus 6x to the second plus 3. Now my second parentheses become opposite. So the opposite of a positive 5x to the second would be a negative 5x to the second. The opposite of a negative 3 would become a positive 3. So all my terms in the second parentheses become opposite. Remember how I code. The highest one is a circle. The second highest, the second place is a box. Third place is a triangle, and then I start to underline for the other places that I need. So my highest term is x to the fourth. So I want to look for any more x to the fourth. It's not there. So my next highest second place is x to the second. Make sure you capture the sign. Don't cut it, because if you cut it, a problem like this, if you have negative 5x to the second and you cut it, well, you make it into a positive, and it's not a positive, it's a negative 5. So let me go ahead and remove the symbols here so I can use that for my coefficients. And my last one right here is the plus 3. Those are the constants, and what we can do there is make this into a triangle. Okay, so what I have is the following. I have the negative 4x to the fourth, and there's no other circle. I have two boxes. I write down my coefficients. One is a 6, the other one is a negative 5. So 6 minus 5 is 1. So I'm going to simply say plus x to the second. Actually not coefficient, but constants. I got 3 plus 3. So 3 plus 3 is 6. So that's my answer there. So let me erase this here. So my answer is as follows. I got a negative x to the fourth plus x to the second plus 6. It's in standard form. So we're going to press in the negative 4. We're going to place the x. Now press the AB key to put down my 4. Press your space bar. Then you're going to put down a plus sign. Then we're going to press in an X. So we need the AB key again. This is to the second. Let's see, now we want to press the space bar to bring down the cursor down again. We're going to press in the plus sign, and then we have the 6. So let's go and check this, and it's correct. Let's go to the next one. So the next one, we want to look at what we have with the parentheses. There is no negative sign here, so those terms stay the same. There's a negative sign in front of the second parentheses, so they become opposite. So all those terms become opposite. So now we're going to write what we see. So we have 6a to the third plus 7a to the second. They stayed the same for the first parentheses. Second parentheses, they become opposite. So that positive 5a to the third is now negative. That 9a to the second is negative. That letter A is also negative. Okay, now ready to code. So the highest exponent here is 3, so let's circle the highest. Make sure you capture the negative sign. Now we want a box. This is second place, is box. And box. And then the remaining term here, you want to put that in a triangle. So looking at this, I have two circles here. Two circles. So I want to bring the coefficients together. Remember the coefficients here, numbers here. So we want to say 6 minus 5. So 6 minus 5 is 1. So we have this as a to the third. Okay, then we want to look at the boxes. The coefficients there is 7 minus 9. Well, what I did was I borrowed $9 from you, but only paid you 7. So I borrowed 9 and only gave you 7. So, you know, I need to pay you 2. I need, that's a negative. So this is a negative 2a to the second. And then we have the triangle left, and that's just a negative a. So that's my answer, and it's written in standard form: a to the third minus 2a to the second minus a. So pressing the A, press the AB key, that places your exponent. Press your space bar, press your minus sign, press your 2, press your A, press your AB key again. That gives you your exponent, which is 2. Press your space bar, that brings it down. Then you have your minus sign and then the letter A. So let's go ahead and check to see if that's correct. So let's move on to the next question. Okay, again, I want to look at my parentheses. I'm looking for any negative signs in front. There is no negative sign here, so all my terms will be the same. There is a negative sign here, so everything here becomes opposite. So when I come down here, what I'm going to write is copy down exactly what I see. So I see 3x to the third plus 4x to the second. Now the second parentheses, all the terms are opposite. So the 2x to the third is now a negative 2x to the third. The 3x to the second is now a negative 3x to the second. And the negative x is positive. So now I want to circle my highest. So anything to x to the third, make sure you capture the negative sign there. My next highest goes into a box, so this is like second place. And then my remaining term is going to go in as a triangle. So that is a triangle there. Okay, so what I want to do first is take care of the circles. So my circles, I have 3 minus 2. Well, 3 minus 2 is 1. So I simply say x to the third. Okay, now I'm looking at my boxes next. My boxes next, my coefficients there are 4 and negative 3. So here I want to take 4 minus 3. So 4 minus 3 is 1 as well. So that's going to be a plus x to the second. And then I want to finish up with a triangle, and that's just a plus x. So I wrote my answer in standard form. So my highest degree is 3, followed by the 2, followed by the x. So I'm going to type in my x, press my AB key, press in my 3, press my space bar, press my plus sign, then my x. So I need to put in the exponent of 2, press this AB key, put in my 2, press the space bar, and then I go plus x. So let's check it.